today I'm going to be talking to you about simple and cooked syrups. You are going to be following along with a chart of some form or some type of writing activity that you're going to have to, this is going to constitute for your notes. So I'm going to start off by talking about simple syrups. Simple syrups are mixtures of sugar and water. Now there's a couple different kinds of simple syrups that we are going to be talking about, and the only difference between the two is the ratio of water to actual sugar. These are used to moisten cakes. They are also used to make sauces, sorbets, and they are used in beverages, which once you learn this material, you are going to apply the knowledge and you're going to be making a beverage, a lemonade drink. Okay, so that's simple syrup. Then, the concept of cooked syrup is you're actually taking sugar, water, heavy cream, butter, maybe some corn syrup, and you're cooking it for a long period of time, and you're making a candy. So we refer to confections candy as your cooked syrup. So things like peanut brittle, caramel, Jolly Ranchers, those are all from a cooked syrup, which you will learn more about when we start making candy. Okay? Thank you. So a little bit more about simple syrups. Simple syrup, as I told you, is a mixture of sugar and water. And what you will actually be doing is you are going to be bringing it to a light boil. And the reason why you're doing that is you're just going to absorb the sugar into the water. So heating the solution forms denser, more concentrated syrups. And water and sugar are combined, and depending on the ratio, it may be very light in texture, more pourable, and then more thick, like something like you know, the syrup that you find in canned fruits and things like that. It is important that when you're actually cooking or boiling your simple syrup, that you are constantly stirring to prevent any lumps from forming. And I will be showing you that in a couple of minutes. Okay, as I said to you, there are three types of syrup. The first one I'm going to briefly explain is a light syrup. Now, to make a light syrup, you are going to boil 2 parts water to 1 part sugar. Okay? So to do that, so you can visualize this, what I've done is this is 1 cup of sugar, okay? And then we need 2 parts water, so I double the amount of water. So I use 1 cup of sugar to 2 cups of water. So 2 parts water, 1 part sugar, that is the ratio you would use. So clearly, this is going to be a very light, not as a concentrated syrup, because I'm using more liquid than the actual sugar. And sugar is what forms the syrupy texture that you are looking for. Okay? So I've done that, and you can see, it's hard to tell, you know, on camera, but here's my sugar, my light syrup that I could use. With this syrup, with this light syrup, I can combine it and make a sorbet, a fruit sorbet. I can also use it to moisten cakes and give it some moisture when you adhere frosting and things like that, and do double layers. So that is what you would use your light syrup for. You will be actually making a light syrup, and I'll show you how to do that after I'm done explaining the other two, and you'll be making your lemonade. The next type of simple syrup that you're going to be expected to know is a medium syrup. So this is like right in between, clearly the word medium. So this is boil 1.5 parts water with 1 part sugar, and you're going to boil it for about 1 minute until the sugar dissolves. So here again is 1 cup of sugar. Okay, so 1 part sugar to 1.5 parts water. So I did 1.5 cups of water. Boil these together, and here's my solution, my medium syrup. My medium syrup is used for candying citrus peel. You usually do this around the holidays, or to maybe add garnishes to different beverages and things like that, desserts. The last syrup that you need to know is what's called a heavy syrup, and this has you're going to boil 1 part sugar to 1 part water, so it's going to be equal. So it's going to be the most concentrated solution that you can make with sugar syrups. So here's my 1 cup of sugar, and I'm only using 1 cup of water, so it's equal. So clearly this is going to be a much thicker solution. Heavy syrups are used, it's an all-purpose syrup, so you can pretty much use it for anything. Traditionally, you'll find it in canned foods like peaches, mandarin oranges. That thick syrup is what's going to make it preserve and stay fresh in the can. All right, thank you. Okay, so we're back and we're just going to do a quick recap review of what we just talked about of the 3 different types of syrup. They're heavy syrup, which is 1 part sugar to 1 part water, and the ratio I did for you was 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water, which I already cooked and boiled together, and you can see it's a little bit, it has a light brown color, which is what you're looking for, because you boiled it very briefly for 1 minute. Then we have our medium syrup, which is 1 part sugar to 1.5 parts water. I did 1 cup of sugar to 1.5 cups of water. Just lightly cooked it for 1 minute, light boil. And then the last one, which is our light syrup, and this is 2 parts water to 1 part sugar, which I did 1 cup of sugar to 2 cups of water. And you can see it's kind of probably the lightest compared, if you want to do a little compare and contrast. They're both pretty light in color, but you can definitely see that this one is a lot more liquidy, and this is a lot denser because it has more of the sugar. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to kind of show you the difference between the 3. So this one is going to be much thicker, it's much more concentrated, and just as a recap. Okay, so now that you know the 3 types of syrups, heavy, medium, and light simple syrups, I'm actually going to show you how to make one, and this is the one you are going to be applying your knowledge that you just learned from our little video lecture, and you are going to put it to use by making a berry lemonade. It's going to be scrumptious. I'm not going to show you how to make the berry lemonade because it's very simple, but I am going to show you how to make a light simple syrup, okay? So you can see how simple this is. So what I'm going to do is, just as a recap, a light simple syrup is 2 parts water to 1 part sugar. So in my little liquid measuring cup, I have a 1/2 cup of water, which I'm just going to put in here, and I have a 1/4 cup of sugar, which I'm just going to simply combine. And if you want to look, I'm just going to mix this up, and I'm going to wait. Essentially, I'm going to let it come to a quick boil. It's going to take maybe a minute, a couple of minutes, depending on the type of heat you have. And we're just waiting for the sugar to dissolve. As I told you in my little video lecture, it's important that you constantly stir. Now, when you are actually making the berry lemonade, you are going to put a vanilla bean in here, which is just like it looks like a green bean, but it's black and shriveled up. And that's just going to extract flavor. And then what you're going to do with this light simple syrup is you are going to add it to mixed berries, frozen lemonade concentrate, and then have some combine it with some water, and you're going to have a nice little lemonade drink. And the purpose of using this light simple syrup was that it simply just sweetens your drink so it's not as tart with the berries and the lemonade. See, we have a light little boil, and I am done. See how quick and easy that was? To let it cool, I'm going to simply pour it directly into my liquid measuring cup, and then I'm going to let it cool for a little bit, and then I'll be able to make my lemonade. Thank you.